Okay, so during Auntie Nene's submission, she did mention that democracy cannot prevail without the rule of law, which we all knows to be true, right? But then again, looking at our context as Gambia, although in the books we we confirm it to be that we came from a dictatorship and now we are on a democratic setup. But then looking at the context of all of this, we are still stick with laws that are very, very draconian, which we all know of. We are still stick with a constitution that is authoritarian. So in that context, how do you contextualize our situation as a country, looking at the fact that we are still stick with laws that are, like I said, draconians, and then our authorities keep using those laws to suppress people, and then to do so many things that are very, very bad to the citizens. Like how do we contextualize that in our situation, since there cannot be a democracy without a rule of law, and this is our situation?
Actually, that was why I whispered to the moderator earlier that I wanted to add, because I forgot to mention the Constitution. We were in the process of Constitution building from the beginning, and well, I'll say we have failed twice. But I'm not the type that just likes to generalize and say, well, the Gambian people failed twice. We did not, Gambian people did not fail. It is our leaders who failed us. And it failed in the National Assembly. It failed before it got to the National Assembly, on both occasions. The Gambian people already spoke in the 2020 draft. We were never going to get anything perfect, but that one carried the consensus of the Gambian people. And they had a duty to make sure that they turned that into reality, and they did not. So dare I say only a few, were responsible for that, and I don't apologize for saying that. And law reform, I don't know, you're not, we had the opening of the legal year on Sunday, and that was part of my speech. And every year I harp on it. There's a need for law reform because the TRRC, on the human rights aspect, made recommendations for repeal of a lot of laws that have no place in the books. Only a few have been touched. Mainly the Constitution. We need another Constitution rather than piecemeal. We need another one that will better, carry the hopes and aspirations of the Gambian people. There have been some, like the Criminal Offences Act, and some others, but there are others that are very worrying. There are other bills, cybercrime bill and others that are coming that are very worrying, designed to erode, freedom of expression. So this is why I said we must be vigilant, all of us, because because otherwise, we really don't want to go back to where we were. I think, we will be vigilant. I know the Bar Association, wherever we think, whichever laws we think. And nowadays, I'm encouraged by the fact that, civil society organizations are testing public interest litigation. They're going to courts, challenging. I know GPU have done that in the past, challenging provisions of the law. This is all part of a vibrant democracy, because we all have a stake in this. Yeah, thank you. I don't know if that answers your question, but.
Okay. Neneh, thank you very much. Is there any panelist who wants to say a word or two?
I did not want to speak, but I had to react to what the learned lawyer has just said. If Edward Francis Small was alive today, he would have brought down this constitution that was brought to us. It's a segregatory constitution. It's a bad constitution. And that is the reason why the Spirit of God has been putting it down. And we must recognize that. The point is, the aspect of the second part that she had mentioned, the repealing of the bad laws is what is in the hands of the National Assembly, and that is what they should do. It's no business of deconstructing Constitution. It's a bad idea. 1776 Constitution is operational in England, in the US. The British, they don't even have one, and it's several years old. It's several centuries old. We must find the things, the bad things that they place in, and withdraw them and repeal them. And that's my position.